thank you for having me here. Also want to say congratulations on being seniors. I was told a few minutes ago you guys going to be graduating a little bit early, so congratulations on that. I also want to say congratulations. Anybody in here play football? Congratulations, guys.
I noticed we got a new
Followed out
patch.
And did well. So congratulations. I was that day that y'all went to state. I stopped in Buc-ee's. You all know what Buc-ee's is in Terrell? I think half of Longview was at Buc-ee's that day. I was like, yes, I feel at home. My name is Brodie Morrison. I want to talk to you a little bit today about what I do, but I also want to talk to you about a few things that helped me get there, and maybe some ideas that can help you along the way. I'm from Harleton. My son and Aunt Miss John's son here are good friends. They play on the basketball team, and I'm very honored to come here today and talk with you. I like a lot of participation. I'm going to ask some questions, and if you don't raise your hand or you don't participate, I will call you out. So there's a test at the end. We got a little test on here. So again, my name is Brodie Morrison. Grew up here in East Texas. I think if a person grows up here in East Texas, you're very gifted and you're very something that you are given that a lot of people do not get to experience. I've been all over the world with my career. I'm going to tell you about it here in a little bit, but I want to tell you how I got there first. I grew up here in Harleton, Texas. All I can think about getting out when it became graduation was getting the heck out of school. Folks, there's nothing here that these teachers have not given y'all. I'm a big old redneck, so I say y'all and all that other stuff, so y'all have to bear with me. There's nothing that these teachers have not prepared you for your next level in life. That being graduating high school. It's a very honor to graduate high school. You know that average dropout rate or non-participation rate of high school is 25% of American students do not graduate high school. That's hard to believe because to me, high school was show up and you're going to get through it. But you had some checks and balances through that, so congratulations on that. The next step, I think that a lot of people that are in your realm of ideas are the fact that you don't really know what you may or may not want to do. Do all of you have a plan? I'm going to ask you that. Raise your hand if you have a plan, because you're going to graduate here in a couple of weeks. Do you have a plan? How many of you think you got a plan? How many of you don't have a plan? There's a bunch of them raise their hand. Don't we get to start calling out, because I will. Listen, don't be afraid. When I graduated high school, I thought all I could think about at the time was riding horses, roping, rodeoing. That's all I had in my brain, is hunting, fishing, playing. Didn't have a clue. That being said, you're going to graduate and you need to start thinking about a plan. So the first thing I want you to understand is you need to have a plan. Whether that's go to college, go to work, stay at home, you have to have a plan because tomorrow is going to come. Alrighty, I'm going to get into how I got to where I'm at today. I didn't have a plan when I graduated. I thought I had a plan. I didn't want to go to school. College is not hard, folks. It's another step in life. It took me several years to get into college. I worked ambulance. I did some electrical work and things like that. But it wasn't giving me what I wanted. So, that being said, one day it was like a light switch went off and I said, you know what, I have to go to college. I have to figure out what I want to do. I have some family that's in the aviation industry. I hung out with them when I was a younger age. Flew all over Texas with that particular person. And he got killed in a plane crash. And pretty much my world come to an end at that time with what I had known up to that point. Several years later, after high school, I decided what I wanted to do for him was finish what I had started with him, and that was get my private pilot license. So for my career, I chose that I wanted to be an airline pilot. And that's what I am today. I'm actually a management pilot. I'm in the management office, and I'll get into that here a little bit later. I started flying out the local airport, and I knew that wasn't going to get it, so I had to get a 4-year degree. Again, what did I say earlier? I didn't want to go to college. I didn't think I needed to. But in the aviation industry, it's better to have that. So I went down to Texas State Technical College in Waco, started down there, walked into that program, and I had a game face on, I had a plan, and I wanted to succeed. Now, success is only in the eyes of the beholder. What I might consider success may not be what you consider success. So I want you to understand that. What you consider success is not what your friend is going to consider success. Success is only in your mind and what you want to accomplish in life. So that being said, I wanted to succeed. So I talked to my advisor there, and he kind of laughed when I told him. I said, his name was Mr. McNaughton. I said, Mr. McNaughton, I'm down here to learn to fly. I'm down here to finish the program in 5 semesters. Because Texas State Technical College is a technical college. It's a 5-semester program. He laughed at me. Not necessarily laughed at me, but he goes, huh. Yeah, we hear that a lot. We hear that a lot. He said, Mr. Morrison, he said, most people don't get through their commercial single-engine check ride in 5 semesters. I said, well, you never met me. I'm a little bit irritated, and I'm here to prove something. He said, well, good luck. Come back to my office when you get finished. For 5 semesters, I did nothing but eat, breathe, and sleep aviation. I can say that I lost a little bit of knowing my own self because I had a drive, I had a vision, I had an idea, and I knew where I wanted to be. I graduated down in TSTC and walked in his office on the last day of school down there. And I said, hello, Mr. McNaughton, how are you? He goes, hey, Brodie, how you doing? He kind of sat back and smiled because he knew what was coming. I said, I wanted to come in here and tell you I appreciate everything you did for me. I said, and this 5 semesters is done, and I'm done with my CFI, which means I could teach flying. He said, Mr. Morrison, I'm proud of you. You're in a very elite group that does that. I'm not here bragging about what I do or what I have done. I'm telling you all, if you set your mind to what you want to do, you put forth the effort, you will accomplish your goals. Nobody's riding. What did I say? If you put forth your mind, if you make a plan and you work hard at it, you're going to accomplish your goal. Some people in here, I talked with a gentleman just a minute ago. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, bud, and I don't remember yours. You guys sound like you guys have a plan. I'm proud of you. I'm not picking them two out. I'm just saying it sounds like they have a plan. Stick to it, and you will succeed. After my 5 years, I started flight instructing. Flight instruction is where I consider myself about half dangerous, because now I'm supposed to teach somebody how to fly. Yeah, that's kind of wild. You think about it. I'm supposed to now teach somebody how to fly. You know, flying's not like one of those events where you run out of gas and you pull off on the side of the road and you get a flat and you say, well, let me stop in here for a minute, grab me a Coke. You got a plan. So I started teaching. Worked there for about 2 years, finished my 4-year degree at Tarleton State University, which is now part of Texas A&M. Any of you Aggie fans in here? They're part of Texas A&M now. So that being said, I did that as fast as I could. From there, I went out to California and flew a lot of stars and celebrities around out in California. So we lived right north of Los Angeles. We did a lot of Department of Defense stuff. We did some Center of Disease Control flying. Pretty much if they called, we hauled. That was our motto. Department of Defense stuff was stuff like going into Iraq during the height of the war. They went into Afghanistan several times. Myself, I did some Center of Disease Control stuff where we would go into other countries and we would get people that were sick and things like that. I've been to Russia, all through there, and I've also been all through parts of South America. From my little idea and my dream and my plan that I had set forth in Harleton, Texas one day. So folks, what I want to say is this classroom here, I see that you met Blake Kamak, he's a good friend of mine. I see that you met Patrick Johnson, another great friend of mine. I'm not real sure who Miss Shannon Davis is, but I may know him. I'm not positive. What I'm saying is if you have to decide that you want to succeed in your own realm, what that means This man here wants to be a welder. This guy right here wants to be in air conditioning. One of you may want to be a doctor. One of you may want to be a lawyer. One of you may want to drive a truck. One of you may want to own your own business. There is no limit to what you can do to succeed. You have to decide and execute. Alrighty, I was out in California. Again, I said I flew a lot of stars and celebrities. Flew around a lot of people that you watch on TV, a lot of people that make albums, a lot of things like that. I've had my 15 minutes of fame, and I've noticed one thing. People, they're just like us. They set forth, and some of them were gifted, some of them were talented, and some of them found their niche. So, that being said, you find your niche and you will succeed. After I decided that I had had enough of California, because if you see myself, I'm wearing Wranglers, a Western shirt, and a Western type fishing vest. I didn't fit in real well out in California. Hate to say it, but Wranglers don't go real well out there. So, I came back to Texas, and I started working for ExpressJet Airlines, which is a continental-based, at the time, airline. I worked there for 11 years. Met people all over the country, met people all over, that were all from all over the world, and they basically were like me. Everybody has their own avenue that they get to that. I worked there for 11 years and left because a lot of my friends had left, and I kind of fell in that rut. Bad attitude. Thought I needed to be doing something different, and just fell into that rut. Believe me, folks, you can have a bad attitude, and it actually portrays to your friends, your family, and everybody that you're around. So that being said, Ms. John said today, have a great attitude. That's one thing that you can hear on the speaker here. If you have a good attitude, again, you got to have that to succeed. Not saying it's got to be there 24/7, but it's got to be there. I left ExpressJet, went down through a pretty low time in my life. Actually was unemployed for about 3 months. I was actually employed, but I had left due to an illness at the place I had went to. I got hired on by a worldwide cargo company, Amazon Air, Atlas Air, that flies a lot of, anybody buy stuff on Amazon? My wife wears it out. But they do a lot of flying for Amazon. They do some backup stuff for UPS. They do some backup stuff for FedEx. And they fly cargo all over the world. Wasn't for me. I left, went through a pretty bad time. About 3 months there. Stayed at home through the summer. Kind of wondering, here I am. I've had this hard drive, this good attitude, busted my tail in, and I'm sitting at home. Couldn't even get a job selling four-wheeler parts. If anybody sells four-wheeler parts, I'm not saying nothing bad about it. Couldn't even get a job selling four-wheeler parts because they considered me too educated. That's crazy, isn't it? I want a job. Called up a friend of mine. Said, hey buddy, I need a job. So I started Envoy Airlines on June 19th of 2017. June 19th, 2017, I started Envoy Airlines. Any of you fly the airport over here or go by the airport over here in Longview and see the little American Airlines planes? Have you ever flown on any of them? So that's where I work, at Envoy Air. Was there about a year, 12 months, position came open for a fleet operations, fleet manager, fleet captain for the airline. What that basically is a position where you're management, you're a manager, you basically interact with the Federal Aviation Administration, who's our federal government. They also interact with the manufacturer of the airplane, all the parts, etc. They also interact with the training centers. We also interact with the outside vendors, etc. So that being said, I thought, you know what? I was a line pilot, flying the line. I wanted to basically then see if I could get my hand in management. I got hired as that with less than 2 years at an Envoy, which is kind of unheard of. Kind of a very rare instance. campus because I had a drive, I had a passion, I had a plan, and it all worked out. So nowadays, my job title is Fleet Captain, Fleet Manager at Envoy Airlines. What does that mean? It means I manage a little over 100 airplanes that fly commercial pilots every day. We have 5 bases. We have Miami, we have Dallas, we have Chicago, we have New York, we have 2 up there. We have Kennedy and LaGuardia. You ever been to New York? You ever want to go to New York?
Ben, love it.
You know the chaos of New York then. It's a nonstop. To me, when I drove today to your campus, this campus is huge. This is something that I'm not used to. This campus is larger than there's probably more students, I'll put it to you this way, I seen this morning coming in the doors than that lives in Harlton. I haven't been around this many students since I was in college, and I'm pretty sure there's probably more students here than there was at my college. That being said, this is huge to me. So, it was an eye-opening event coming here.
Try getting out when the bell rings in the afternoon.
Yes. So that being said, I manage about 110 aircraft. And what I do with that management is I write the procedures, the manuals, and everything. I have to tell the training department the proper procedures and training methods that they have to teach. I also have to talk with the FAA and get that approved. And I also have to talk with the manufacturer and get that information and put it into these manuals. So that's what I do. And it all started with a plan. It all started with an idea. And it all started with me saying, I want to go to the next step. Folks, I'm going to say this. Are all of you wanting to go to college? How many's going to college? Good deal. How many of you want to go to a 2-year college? How many want to go to a 4-year college? Not one or the other. Not one is better, not one is less. I want to say that. Right down here in Waco, Texas, right over here in Marshall, Texas, you have a great college. You have Texas State Technical College. You have TJC in Dollar. You have Kilgore. You have Panola. There's all types of programs. Go to them with your eyes open. Go to them with your mindset that you're here to achieve a goal. You're here to do what is supposed to be done, and you will succeed in that program. I'm not saying that program might not be 100% of what you like. That program might not be something that you decide to stay with, but it's something that no one can take away from you. Your high school diploma that you're going to be receiving here in several weeks is something that is very, very precious. I think you all should be very proud of hanging on your wall because it's something you've earned. If you go to college, they will give you another diploma if you succeed, finish the program. You will get another diploma. Be proud of it. It's something that no one can take from you. Does anybody have any questions up to this point? Y'all are quiet.
So you told me in the morning that you have few greenhouses.
Yes.
So you do real estate on the side?
I have some real estate on the side, correct. Correct. To get into that, I think a person, you can't be fully, totally, put all your eggs in one basket. So that's kind of what I do on the side. Anybody else? All right, I want to give you all a little bit of a quiz here, and I'm going to ask for participation. I do this in a lot of our new hire classes at Envoy. I go in and we introduce ourselves, and I always ask them something.